I'm ready. Believe that. You hear me? So news is Jordan Addison, Minnesota Viking Jordan Addison was arrested. I'm gonna get into the article in a minute. Now I'm not gonna go all the way in until there is further details on the whole situation, right? Make sure you tune in to the live tomorrow. Lock in with me when I break down Quasi and Kevin O'Connell's recent presser. And it should be more news information about Jordan Addison out then. But Jordan Addison, man, once again in the spotlight. Now, is he guilty and is he innocent? What's really going on? What happened? You know, news is he was arrested for trespassing and allegedly charged with a misdemeanor. But his lawyer has also came out and said that he believes Addison will be exonerated of all charges. So situations like these, you gotta wait and see what happens, bruh. Point blank, period. But it just sucks to see Jordan Addison in the news once again for something negative, right? Right. And once again, he was arrested in Florida. You know what he's doing in Florida, maybe vacationing, whatever. Who is he around? You know, who knows? I believe it was early in the AM, late night AM, whatever you want to call it. Whether he's innocent or guilty, you got to ask yourself, I mean, damn, why is he out so late? Why is he even able to be charged with trespassing if that was the case? I'm going to get into the article in a minute once again about his lawyer breaking everything down, you know, and I'll dive more into it tomorrow night for the live. But at the end of the day, Swaggy Addy got to zone in and lock in. Now, I don't know what's going on with him. You hear me, huh? Yeah. I don't know if he's going through something, just making bad decisions. And like I said, I'm not going to speculate too much because the verdict is not out yet. He could definitely be innocent. This could just be a bad situation, a mistake, etc., etc., etc. So I'm not going to fully go in on him or the situation, right? Right. But at the end of the day, you want to see Addison stay clean, bro. You know, I don't know who's around him, the type of people he's hanging around, family, friends, whatever, men, women, whatever, bro. But at the end of the day, he should be locked in this off season, period. You know, especially since he will be playing for that big bag. Yeah, man. But you know, this doesn't look right. It will never look right. This is what, 3 years in a row or 2 years in a row. Last season, he was pretty. He didn't get into no trouble, right? Kept his nose clean. Boom, just put in the work, just grinding. You got to ask yourself, why is he continuously in certain situations, right? In certain situations that could potentially put him in jail, get him in trouble, or even get him put off or kicked off a team to the point where nobody wants to mess with him, right? For real. So of course we don't know what he was doing, why he was over there so late. What's the real scoop? What's the full 1-1? Like I say, details will come out later. But at the end of the day, bro, this off season, whatever happens with this case, Jordan Addison needs to focus in, zone in, and lock in, bro. For real, no cap. The partying, the women, whatever it is that he's after or chasing after, or if he's going through something, whatever the case may be, bro, he needs to talk to someone. And then, you know, you sit back sometimes like you don't understand, like, do him and Justin Jefferson really talk? Right? Is this receiving core, this team really close as everyone says or portrays it to be? You know, because he should be able to boom, call his coach, AKOC, a McCardell, somebody on the team, man, a Jettas, a Naylor, whoever, homie. Yeah, even if it's someone who plays a different position. But if it's a brotherhood like that, he should be able to pick up the phone and call anybody, right? Hear from anybody, go see anybody, period. Unless he just making the choice not to try to get help if something is going on, not to say what's going on, not to say what's on his mind. You know, he could be dealing with some real situations. He could be going through some real things, you know, heavy, bruh, early. But at the end of the day, you just want to see Addison stay out of trouble, man. You want to see him continue to perform at a high level, get better, work on his craft, and progress through the process in Minnesota. But these right here are distractions. These extra stories, getting into trouble, getting arrested for a misdemeanor. No, I ain't gonna say he was trespassing because at the end of the day, we don't know what's really going on. But he's in the news in a negative way, in a negative spotlight once again, bruh. Period. And even if he's innocent, bruh, even if it's nothing for real, even if the charges are dropped, you know how the media does, right? The analysts, the so-called experts, the ESPNs, etc. Or they gonna jump on the bandwagon. Or the Vikings should have let him go before. His punishment wasn't brutal enough. You know how the Minnesota Vikings fan base gonna be. Oh, get him out of there, kick him out, trade for him, not even knowing the full details. They just automatically assume he's guilty of whatever the charge may be, right? Right. You know, but I ain't gonna sit up here and bash the man. I ain't gonna sit up here and say he's guilty. Now, if he is guilty, if it was some foul play, if he was doing the most, then I'm sure he will be dealt with like he is dealt with, bro. Period. Would the Vikings keep him around? You know, if he is at fault, if he's wrong? Probably not, homie. This is what, the third time, 3 times damn near in a row. But we got to see how it pans out, how it turns out, bottom line, point blank, period. Now let's dive into this article real quick, see what his lawyer has to say. You know, for some reason, his lawyer believes he will be found not guilty of the situation. Yeah. Here we go, man. Yeah. Attorney, we're confident Jordan Addison will be exonerated. Vikings wide receiver, Jordan Addison's attorney, Tim Younger, has made a comment about Addison's arrest earlier this week. Addison was arrested at 3:46 a.m. Once again, why the hell is he up anyway at 3:46 a.m.? Ain't nothing but trouble on the street. You know, ain't nothing but evil lurking, etc., 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 homie. Heavy, man. Yeah. Now, of course, he has every right to be out on the street doing whatever he wants to do. But 3:46, bro, a.m., was he leaving the club? Was he posted up right? Was he with somebody? Was he just cooling? What was it, man? I mean, come on now. At the end of the day, him being who he is, him being into the trouble he has already gotten in. He don't need to get him folks a reason. He don't need to get an NFL, the law, a reason, right? Right, bruh. Period. No cap. He need to be focusing on staying out of trouble, focusing on football, and that's it, bro. Even if he is on vacation, take your ass to bed at a certain time, bro. Period. You know, he is someone of status, homie. You hear me? Even if he don't believe it. Everything's on the line. He's putting everything at jeopardy. Everything he didn't work for, grinded for his whole life, damn near. He ready to throw it away, bro. And I ain't saying he gonna throw it away, but situations like these, right? 3:46 a.m. for what, dog? Like I repeat, for what, dog? For real. 3:46 a.m. Eastern on Monday in Tampa, and was booked for probable cause trespassing in an occupied space, structure, or conveyance. Younger posted on X.com that Addison's attorney believed that their client will be cleared of any charge. That's good. That's a positive. I hope so. For real, bro. You hear me? Heavy. On Jordan's behalf, his legal team has already initiated the investigation, identified witnesses, and we are reviewing the viability of a claim for false arrest. Younger wrote, he looks forward to the legal process, and upon full investigation, we are confident Mr. Addison will be exonerated. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell said on Tuesday that he had just learned of the incident and that any speculation about what happened or the response to it would be incredibly premature for me. And shout out respect to Quasi and KOC. I think they both answered the same way, dog. You hear me? No cap. But no need to really dive into it and talk about this and talk about that. Let's see how everything turns out, how it plays out. Then boom, you go from there. But I ain't finna sit here and bash Addison like people already doing, saying, oh, trade for Addison, cut him, release him, this and that, lock him up. No, bro. How can you sit here and say certain things confidently and we don't know the full details? Oh, well, we know how we know how some Minnesota Vikings fans, media, etc., get down anyway. So it's not really surprising, not really shocking at all, right? Right. Once again, man, like I say, I'm gonna tap more into it on the live tomorrow. Make sure you tune in with me, come rock and roll with me, lock in with me, homie. Yeah. Hey man, hopefully everything is all right with 3, free 3. But he don't need to be in no more trouble. And if he is guilty, it's gonna be real big trouble for him. Everything is up in the air right now. Everything is up in the air. But he needs to focus in and lock in and observe and pay attention, bro. And be careful and really be careful, bro. And stay aware, especially of the ones who are around him. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what it is, man. Big SKOL here. Fire them comments up. Let me know how you feel about the video and the whole situation. You know? SKOL VIKES, we'll lose or draw forever, but we come to win. Yeah. And guess what? We run the North. Believe that. SKOL VIKES.